Welcome to Stage Door with Michael.
And Divina. Now I'm Michael.
And I'm Divina.
And what have you had to drink?
Not enough, clearly. The old noggin is not working the way that it should, is it? Just for anybody who's listening, I've been sat in the wrong meeting for 10 whole minutes going, where is everyone? Where are they? I don't know where they are. But we're in the right meeting room and we are finding out all the gossip from the theatrical world.
Yes, we're going to Stage Doors to meet all of your favourite theatre stars.
Yep, find out what makes them tick, where they are, what they're doing, and how they got there.
Today we are joined by the vocal powerhouse. Like, there is nothing he cannot do, I tell you. It's Matt Bateman! Woo!
Hello! Hello, hello, hello.
I was just watching one of your videos last night and it was like, I'm just going to try the option up on such that. I'm like, just try it. You know, you smash it. I'm like, I couldn't even attempt these things. It's mad.
It's fun. It's like it's kind of the thing I've always done with singing, and I think why I've been able to sing some of the stupid stuff that I sing is I'm not scared to get it wrong. And like since I've been a kid, singing's what I've enjoyed the most in the world. So if you can't have fun with it and try stupid stuff, then what's the point? Otherwise, you're just going to be there doing something you don't love. And singing is something that has to come from the heart and has to be emotional and like it's that childlike thing. So yeah, I've always enjoyed doing the stupid videos because I love setting myself the challenge of, why not? Let's give it a go. The worst that can happen, it goes wrong.
And when did you realise that you could sing? Because your voice is crazy.
Thank you. I don't really know. So I was involved in theatre since I was about 3. Because my mum is to blame for all of it. She used to be the musical director of all the local amateur dramatic stuff. So I got involved in that when I was really young and kind of just kept going with it throughout my teenage years. And I think it was around when I was, because my voice broke quite late. My voice broke when I was like 15, 16. And I did Jean Valjean in a youth production in Les Mis. And I think that was kind of the moment where I went, oh, there actually might be something here. Like, I knew that I wanted to do it for a career. But I think that was the moment where I kind of went, oh yeah, there might be something. But I kind of, because I grew up in Stoke-on-Trent, so there's a lot of theatre there, but it's also an insanely talented area, so it's actually quite hard to gauge who is really, really good and who is just good for the area, because Stoke had, like, the amount of people that I grew up with that are now in the industry I think it's over 20 that I know of. Like, it's insane. So it was kind of only when I started, kind of moved down to London and properly was kind of lockdown when I started posting videos every day. And I was getting messages from people and comments on things, kind of people talking about my voice. I was like, oh, okay, apparently I'm really good. Cool. But like, it's nice because I think in this industry, it's not arrogant to say, I know I'm good, because I've worked in some amazing shows and you don't get that far without having some belief in yourself. But it's always nice to hear from people when they say, oh yeah, you really can sing. It's kind of, just a nice bit of, not clarification, almost like gratification to be like, okay, cool, this is good. This is good. I'm not wasting my time.
What was it like growing up in Stoke as well? I lived in Stoke for 10 years. We used to run.
I'm so sorry.
We used to run the club, and then we moved down the bottom of Hanley to the factory, which used to be the Place, which was one of the first major scale nightclubs in the UK. People used to bus in from all over the country into Hanley. So we took over that in 2009, 2010, something like that. Maybe. Anyway, who cares? How did you find it growing up in Stoke-on-Trent?
That's always a tough one to answer because I didn't know anything else. And looking back, it's tough. You're surrounded by. You're in a very, very poor city, one of the poorest in the country. Yeah. You're surrounded by a lot of very poor and very unhappy people with a lot of very, very bigoted views. And I was also like, and because a lot of people view things backwards, I was a short, chubby ginger kid, so I was bullied incessantly. And then you've got one of the most incredible amateur theatre scenes in the country. And so I kind of found my escape in that. I was involved in the music centres as well, so a lot of my time was taken up doing theatre and doing music. But as an actual, like, as a place to grow up in, yeah, it was tough. There were not many opportunities. And it was kind of, theatre was one of the few things that kind of promised you, or not promised, but gave you the possibility of an escape from growing up and spending your whole life in a job that you don't want to do. So it gave me these dreams of going, okay, I can get out of there, because I wasn't a very happy teen, because there was nothing growing up, and the people could be very, very cruel, and, but like I say, backwards views. But at the same time, it then had this unbelievable theatre scene that, you know, one of the first youth productions I ever did was West Side Story.
Which is crazy.
And it was like, you know, in my time in Stoke, I got to see West Side Story, Sweeney Todd, Les Mis. I did a couple of Shakespeare's. Like, it just getting to do all of these amazing things. So yeah, I'm definitely a stronger person in my adult life having grown up in Stoke. I'm also very aware that where I grew up in Stoke is one of the nicer parts of Stoke, and I went to one of the nicer high schools in Stoke. But it was still, yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
Well, thank goodness for that theatre scene, because obviously you've now gone on to travel the world performing in those shows. Like you say, Les Mis, you've got Phantom, Jesus Christ Superstar, Sweeney Todd, just to name a few of the things that you've done.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite, or was there a moment that you ever really went, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing this?
There's a few. My two favourite shows I've ever done would be Jesus Christ Superstar was one of the hardest shows I've ever done. But it's also one of my favourites. And it was also, I did an Actor Muso production of Crazy Few at the Watermill with Caroline Sheen and Tom Chambers.
Nice.
And that will have a place in my heart forever. Because I was playing trumpet, I was the show MD, and it was just 13 people on this tiny stage doing this, like creating this show that shouldn't have worked in an Actor Muso. I loved it. But in terms of moments where I go, oh my God, I'm really doing this, basically every job I've done, because I am fortunate enough that I've done most of my dream shows. Phantom was a dream show, Sweeney was a dream show, JCS was a dream show, Les Mis was like the dream show. And so kind of the ultimate, there were two ultimate I've made it moments. The first was the opening night of Les Mis, because I got to sing the sun is strong, it's hot as hell below, which is the line I'd always wanted to sing. And that was oh, damn, this is happening. And it was then I got to do two shows as Valjean, and it was my first Valjean show. Was basically a blur, and then it got to the bows, and I was like, oh, damn, I'm about to Valjean, and just went out, let the emotions take over. And yeah, that was probably which is so crazy because it's my most recent job, really. Yeah. But it was nice to know that after 12 years in the business, I can still be a little kid. Like, that's never going to leave me. I always say I'm just a little lad from Stoke that got lucky. Like, and it's nice that I can still hold on to that part of me. And yeah, those were the two moments, both Les Mis, to be brutally honest. But, you know, I think for a lot of theatre kids, Les Mis has always been the show that's got us into it. So yeah, probably those moments.
Wow. And we should just mention that you are recovering from knee surgery.
I am,
because you were in the process of joining The Greatest Showman.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you're not going to be doing that. How are you feeling? Not. Because I know how I would be feeling.
Yeah, it's ups and downs. I was so excited for this show. The God's honest truth is, I wasn't the biggest fan of the film. I wasn't too interested in being in the show. But I auditioned for it, and my mates my two best mates went, "You're gonna get this because you're not bothered about it." And I got it. I was like, "All right, it'll be fun. Like, it'll be in Bristol, cool. I guess we'll get to meet some people and do some stuff." And then we did 3 weeks of workshops, and oh my god, this show is going to be off. Like, I'm so excited to go and see it and go and support the guys. Because I've unfortunately had to pull out. I ruptured my ACL during circus school, which is like a 9 to 12 month recovery thing. So, safe to say, I'm not going to be back before the end of May in Bristol. But what this show has the capability of doing, I genuinely think it could be one of the greatest shows that this country's ever seen. Like the circus, the scale of it, the effects, the vocals, the new songs, the arrangements, the people they've got on board.
It's sold out and I don't have a ticket. What are we going to
do? But that's the thing, because the market for it in the UK is so huge. I think it went on general sale and sold out in about an hour and a half.
Yeah. Wow. If you've got a ticket, if you need an escort to help you walk, I'll be underneath your armpit helping you along.
I think my fiance might beat you out for that one, Michael. I'm not gonna lie, but it was also that when as casts we kind of just heard, we were like, are there going to be any tickets for our families? Because and there's very, very limited supply of kind of tickets that the cast can get, because I don't think anyone thought. I think we all knew it would sell. I don't think anyone thought it would sell the way it has.
No. Well, obviously, it's The Greatest Showman, right? So I just feel like if for whatever reason it had that boom, everyone wants to watch it, everyone wants to be in it. It was always talked about coming. They did a few things, didn't they? People did like The Greatest Show, which was a nuance on it, and things like this. But
and
this
Come
is
Alive.
the actual Come Alive. This is the actual like Greatest Showman. So I know you saying you didn't seem too fussed at the time, but was the audition process quite difficult, or what actually did you have to do to get into the show?
It was okay. The only thing that was difficult is the singing. Justin Paul has written one of the most ridiculous tenor, because I was on tenor 1. It's an alto line. At times it's a soprano line. He literally, for This Is Me, the tenor 1 is on the melody, and the only other people on the melody are the bearded lady and the sopranos. Like, it's crazy. Wow. But it was really good fun, because Casey Nicolau, who's directing and choreographing, he was in the room with us, and then Alex Lackamore joined us in the room because he's the musical supervisor on it, because of course he is. And then Justin and Benj, Pascal and Paul, they joined later on in the process, and we had kind of head of Disney Theatrical Worldwide in for our finals. And so it was 5 or 6 rounds, and a couple of materials, some vocal, there was a couple of dance rounds, and there was kind of a circus workshop that was kind of like for the track I was meant to be playing. He's a clown, so it was doing a lot of like hat juggling and working on some falls and some kind of tricks like that. But it was a really fun process, because you felt validated and looked after by every single person throughout the process. They were all really, really invested in wanting you to do well. Justin Paul is the greatest person to have in an audition, because yes, he's written the music, but we were there singing Come Alive, kind of dying on our asses, kind of going, oh my god, this is going on forever, and we're singing every top line, and he's just sat there just bopping out, the biggest smile on his face, feeling every moment. And it was like, okay, it's not just a cash cow. Like, they care so much about this. And I think that's what is going to make it it's almost certainly coming to the West End. And when it does, honestly, my personal opinion, right off the Olivier's, because it'll win everything, because it should. And don't worry about anything replacing it for the next 10 years. Because it'll just sell. Because it's so good. And the people they've got, I mean, talk about crushing on someone. Oliver Thompson. He is the best leading man that this country has to offer. Like, he is just, he's annoyingly perfect. Like, there's not a single thing about him, and I work with Ollie on Pretty Woman. There's not a single thing about him that I can say is a negative. He's tall, he's so good looking it hurts. He can dance, he can sing, he can act, he's nice, he knows how to lead a company, he's generous, he's considerate, he's compassionate. I fucking hate him. But it's a whole cast of that. Like, playing Jenny Lind is Vienne van den Bosch, who is a Dutch actress who's currently, she's just finished doing Elsa in Frozen in Holland. But she was also the voice of Mirabelle and Moana in the actual Dutch translations of Moana and Encanto. So she is literally a Disney princess, and she's just casually Jenny Lind. And and the Zendaya part is Lorna Courtney, who was nominated for a Tony for Anne Juliet and was just playing Veronica in Heather's Off. Like, it's such a stacked cast that you kind of there going, oh yeah, we've got Nikki Bentley in the ensemble. And I was saying this with someone when we were in the workshops. You kind of forget, and you just turn around and you see Nikki and you go, oh yeah, Elphaba's in the ensemble of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the best Elphabas ever, just in the ensemble of Greatest Showman. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be insane.
Well, you are incredibly good at remembering names. I can never remember anybody's name. What we'd like to do now is play a game with you and see how many different songs you can name in 30 seconds. So different musical theatre tracks in 30 seconds. Are you ready for it?
Okay, do I just have to come up with
Just
names?
list
Or you...
anything, any songs. So like you could list the whole of Les Mis, you can list the whole of Phantom, you can list the whole of The Greatest Showman. I think Matt is going to storm this.
I think
Okay.
so too. Okay, ready,
Yeah.
steady, go.
The Greatest Show, Dust in the Dirt, Someone Like You, This Is the Moment, Who Am I, Bring Him Home, Stars, I Dreamed a Dream, On My Own, A Little Fall of Rain, Empty Chairs, Empty Tables, Red and Black, The Phantom of the Opera, Notes 1, Notes 2, Music of the Night, Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again, The Ballad of Sweeney Todd 1, The Ballad of Sweeney Todd 2, My Friends, A Little Priest, By the Sea, Joanna
Done.
2.
24.
That was amazing.
I was
never
just
seen
going
anyone
through
limber
shows
up
I've been
before
in
the
and going
game.
like, there's some that are reprises so I could get away with that.
I wasn't even questioning them. I'm like, Sweeney Todd 1. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, trust you. Oh, well done. That's top of the leaderboard.
It is. We were
Yes,
so
I'm
rubbish
not
when we
competitive
played
at
this
all. I'm
game.
very competitive.
Clearly. Clearly. Yeah, we were
Okay,
not good
well-
at this game when we played, were we, Michael?
Oh my goodness. I can't list anything that quick. I'm
My
like,
brain just doesn't work fast enough.
I tried to do one
Michael,
from.
you've got so many Calabro albums that
Well,
you
the
can
thing
just
was-
go down and just... Do you not know what's on your
I
album?
just tried going alphabetical. I was like, right, let me start with something with A. So like 1,000, whatever. Anyway, but it's like, that was the wrong tactic. Well, Matt, let's chat a little bit more about your personal life. Woo. Because you got engaged
I
last
did.
year. And have you got a wedding date?
We haven't at the moment. To be brutally honest as well, the knee has kind of put a lot of
You
that
need
on
to
the
walk
back
down
burner
the
'cause
aisle, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, as my fiancée Kerry said, she went, "Well, it's a good job you've already proposed because you'd have a hard
You
time
can't get
getting
down on one knee.
And she's keeping me very, very, very firmly grounded. The jokes that I'm getting
Oh,
are
no.
absolutely horrendous. Like, it was literally the other night. She went, "What film do you want to watch?" I was like, "Should we put a Disney on?" She went, "Well, it needs to be on there because Disney isn't working, is it?"
Yeah.
I was like out
Disney's
of
not
nowhere.
working.
She's
I
just
love
being
that.
brutal.
But that's true love, though.
It is. It is. Yeah. She's the greatest thing to ever happen to me.
I've loved seeing all of the way you speak about her in your posts is so like, it's like a Disney movie.
But it's because it's true. Like, we took the long way round to finding each other, and when we did, I just knew straight away. Like, I told her like before we were even together, I was having to stop myself saying that I loved her because I just knew, and like everything just works, and like all the stuff I say is true. She is the best person I know. She's the kindest person I know. She's the most beautiful person I know. She has the biggest heart. She is so empathetic. to the point where it causes her pain to see other people in pain. Like, she is just unbelievable, and she's in the industry as well. And I like her big break is coming soon because she works so hard. She has such a brilliant voice. She just doesn't. She doesn't believe in herself, and she won't mind me saying this because it's no secret. Anyone that knows Kerry knows she doesn't believe in herself. But she's got an amazing agent who believes in her. I believe in her, and there's just things are just starting to unlock, and I genuinely think this is going to be the year.
Oh,
I'm also
amazing.
I'm manifesting it because there can't be two of us that have a year as shit as I'm having. So the universe has to be nice to someone in this household. And she deserves it because good things should happen to good people, and she is the best person. So she deserves the best.
So lovely.
And you're having, as you say, some enforced time off.
Yes.
So what do you like to do when you're not working? Because I really struggle with getting any kind of balance between working and working. So what is it that you do outside of working in the industry?
It's all stuff that involves my knee. I love to play golf.
Oh.
So I can't do that. But I think that with you saying about the balance, I think that is something that in all aspects of the creative industry, the socializing part is also networking, because the socializing part is you do your job, you then go out. There's not much scope for non-industry based socializing. So, I mean, at the moment, I've recently got back into gaming, or properly got into gaming, because Kerry's a big gamer. So we've kind of completed a couple of games because she's been at home looking after me. Split Fiction, It Takes Two. I'm about a quarter of the way through Assassin's Creed Black Flag, so I'm kind of... But stuff that, you know, is easygoing as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not quite mentally at the stage to take on Baldur's Gate.
No.
For example.
I just finished Black Flag. I really enjoyed it. It's one of those which sort of splits gamers. They either are like, I love it, or they're like, no, it's not in the same vein as the rest of it. I don't like it. I don't want to be on the sea. I want to be running up and down. So it's one that splits people. But I really enjoyed it.
The autistic gamers going, I don't like change. Which is normally me, completely. I'm one of those. Any change in it, like I could be watching my favourite YouTuber, and if they've changed something slightly, I'm like, don't like it. I do not like that. This is not how it should be. Put it back.
Oh, I love that.
But yes, I'm just watching a lot of YouTube. I watched the Harlan Coben Runaway on Netflix. Awful. One of the worst things I've ever seen. It was a great hate watch. It was so badly written. I loved it.
My thing that was that it wasn't that it was so badly written, but it was the lead actress in it was so bad. She'd been in Corrie, and then it had Joanna Lumley in it, and
is it Fool Me Once?
Yeah, it could be that.
You're talking about Michelle Keegan?
I am.
It's the same writer.
It was so bad. It was so... actually, everybody else acting in it was okay. But there was, a huge plot problem in it. She's supposed to have been discharged from the army, and then she's got a house full of guns, and they're all registered to her. No, that's not a thing. If you've been... dishonorably discharged from the army, you're not going to be allowed to have handguns in your...
in the Runway, Ruth Jones is in it, and she's actually quite good in it. But she plays a private investigator who used to be in the police force but left because she got shot in the arse because she was in the armed squad. And it shows her at one point being this... She's going forward with a helmet that doesn't fit her, looking like she's never held a gun. You might as well have asked me to go and do a triple pirouette and then into a backflip for how convincing it was. And it's like, when, you're playing at home when you're a kid and your nan just is... It looks exactly like that. I just burst out laughing going... This isn't real. This is like a fantasy sequence, sure.
Oh, I feel like we need to watch it now.
It's It's dreadful, but it's brilliant.
Well,
Yeah.
let's step away from the stuff we don't like and onto the stuff. Well, actually, it's this. My next question is a little bit about talking about stuff you don't like, because obviously you're quite vocal on social media, and you posted on, I think it was World Theatre Day, saying, absolutely adore theatre, the highs, the lows,
Yeah.
etc. Is there anything you would change about the industry?
The fat phobia. The the way that diversity is still viewed, and by diversity I don't just mean racial diversity, I mean gender diversity, I mean basic diversity in general, because I think that includes body, gender, height,
And what is it?
ethnicity.
What do you feel is not being looked into?
I think that at the moment, I'm saying this as a not I'm not saying this from the standpoint that it sounds like. There is so much box ticking going on, and it's actually detracting away from what the bigger picture is. I think you have a lot of major producers who go, okay, I'll cast such and such a person from such and such a background in this part, and that's my job done. Well, one, that's doing that person a disservice because they're talented enough to be there on their own. But it's also doing such a disservice to all the other amazing actors where you're going, okay, that's now done. So let's say, for example, because I know it's always a huge topic in theatre, racial diversity. Well, if you've got a producer who's going, okay, well, I've cast 3 black people, so that's fine. Okay, but what about the amazing South Asian actors? What about all the other black actors who could do an incredible job in some of these other roles? But you're going, oh, well, I filled my quota here. And it still, for me, is just lazy, and it's still kind of going down we're appealing to the Reform UK, let's have as many white people who looks as straight as possible on the stage. And I say this as someone who knows, if I take the glasses off, I look like I could be a Reform voter. I'm bald. If you're going down the stereotypical look of something, I don't look like someone who's a camp theatre person with a Sondheim poster and 2 cats and a camp pair of glasses. But I just don't think enough work is being done, and I don't think enough work is also being done in the grassroots, because they're all going, then you get the argument, oh well, like for example in actor muso shows, people are like, why is it a predominantly white middle class thing? Well, that's because the resources are there growing up for that to be a thing in the white middle class areas. So if you're actually bothered about it, then put the money into investing into grassroots theatre. Invest in the poorer areas where you've got the kids who are coming from these backgrounds that you're going, oh, we can't find anyone from there. You can if you look. The talent is always there. And I think there's, again, like huge things of people, major producers in the past have said, a trans person could never play Mary Poppins. Why? Mary Poppins is not a real person.
No.
And even stuff like looking at people like, to be Valjean, you have to be minimum 5 foot. I think to play the actual role, you have to be minimum 5'9". Why? Why? What? And like, why is Valjean almost always white? Why has the West End never had a full-time black Valjean? And there's always certain roles that always get cast, and for me, again, it does a disservice to the people who are in those roles, because it's just it's become box ticking, but not, like I say, not in the way that most people talk about box ticking. It's box ticking so that they can pat themselves on the back and go, oh, look at what a good job we've done. We've done so well with ourselves because we've cast one person who's not white. Oh, aren't we the best? Okay, cool. Then where are all of your LGBTQIA plus performers? But openly, not hiding them in the background. You look at Why Am I So Single? They did a brilliant job with their casting because it was such wonderful queer representation and open queer representation. Unashamed, not hiding them in cis-normative costumes. It was going, celebrate who you are for who you are, because the audience, as they love to say, it's what the audience don't fucking care.
No.
They want to see talented people on stage. They don't give a damn what your name is, what your pronouns are, what colour your hair is, how many tattoos you've got, what colour your skin is. They just want to see someone who's bloody brilliant. And so that's what theatre needs to focus on. And stop focusing on its own internal politics of pleasing themselves. And, you know, the producers have got enough money. Take a risk once in a while and cast someone who's not normal in the part. Why does Elphaba have to be skinny? I know so many plus-size girls who could sing the shit out of Elphaba, better than some people who've played Elphaba in the West End. But because, oh no, it's because they have to fit into the lift. Then change the lift. Show's been going 20 years. Change the damn lift.
But also,
I didn't know that was a thing.
How small is this lift? This lift is not like, we're not talking about it's 3 inches wide, are we? It has to fit a whole human in it. So...
And it's used for 2.5 minutes. While Granny's drapes get blown by a bloody leaf blower underneath. It's not difficult. They're on a stair lift, basically. Just on a cherry picker. Put them up.
There you go, Matt. While you're recovering, you've got 9 months to make the change. Like, get behind it.
Oh, they're not going to listen to me.
Yeah.
They shouldn't. I get off track too easily. I'll start with talk about one thing, then because my neurodiversity will kick in, and then 5 minutes down the line, I've managed to switch the conversation to the political climate between Russia and Ukraine, and they'll go, "Wait, weren't you talking about how there should be more bald people in the West End?" Was I? Oh, right.
I think there is a big conversation to be had about that, and we've said it before on here that, you know, real people are not reflected all that well, you know, and of course everybody on stage is a real person, but if the cast is just beautiful, toned, thin, young, then you're missing out on what makes life and being a human interesting. You've missed out on so much of that experience on stage and reflecting that back at the people in front of you.
Best casting I ever saw was Come From Away. Every single person on there was a normal looking human being. They were old, they were young, they were black, they were white, they were Asian, they were fat, they were thin, they were tall, they were short. Like, every single person it looked like the person you'd walk past in the high street.
Yeah.
And it was so refreshing, because I've always been a bigger guy. And the amount of times when you just see the token fat person on stage, you know, I know which part you cover, I know what you're there for.
Yeah.
And then, like, half the time, I am going to call out Book of Mormon. They've got no problem changing Elder Cunningham to be a thin guy and changing the lyrics to suit that. But God forbid they have an Elder Price who's tall but bigger. Or, you know, God forbid a part who's normally played by a skinny person gets played by a bigger person. Like when Carrie Hope Fletcher played Veronica, everyone lost their minds because she was too big. When Courtney Bowman was cast as Legally Blonde, she's a bigger and a black girl, and people lost their minds because there's still this thing of everyone equates beautiful with skinny, which is not the case. Like, Courtney's absolutely stunning, and she looked and was incredible as Elle, but people kicked off because she's not a stick.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. It honestly, I could. I'm not going to say march because at the moment limping's difficult for me. But I could. It gets my back up so much.
Well,
thank you for sharing that.
I feel like this is the perfect place for us to play our final game.
Ooh.
Who do I think should be cancelled in the theatre industry?
You've got 30 seconds to list everyone. No,
I do want to work again.
So what will happen is one of us will sing a line for you from a song, and all you have to do is finish off with the next line. Michael's already got this. He knew from my introduction. I did not.
I want to challenge myself with this first line. So if I went, what have I done, sweet Jesus, what have I done? Become a thief in the night, become a dog on the run.
Have I fallen so far, and is the hour so late, that nothing remains but the cry of my hate, the cries in the dark that nobody hears, here where I stand at the turning of the years.
Yes, I love that.
Very good.
I love that. We were like together for some of that. I quite
Oh
enjoyed
yeah,
it.
I didn't know when you were going to stop. I was like, I know this one quite well.
I stopped as soon as I didn't know any more words. That was brilliant. How was that? So you said the first performance was a blur. Just quickly before you have to go, the second performance, did you really get to enjoy it?
Yeah. Because I wasn't expecting to have the second performance. So for the first one, it was basically the guy the guy who was playing Valjean wasn't sure if he could do one of both shows. It then turned out he couldn't do the matinee, so I went on for the matinee. Managed to get my parents down. My fiance watched it. It was incredible. And then as I went on for my bows, because I didn't know if I was going to do the evening show, assumed I wasn't, and so I'd left everything on that stage in the matinee. I screamed and shouted and given everything I had, and then I was about to go on, and the company manager Matt Bateman just put his arm around and just went, "Darling, do you want to do it again tonight?" And I was like, "What?" Went on and bowed. I was like, "Okay." Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so
in the evening,
much.
I then managed to actually relax and just go, look, I've done it now.
Yeah.
I can have a bit of fun with this. I can really live in the moment, and it sounds so wanky, but like I can actually just not just go, what's happening, make sure I'm here. I know I'm going to hit my marks. Let's just now enjoy it. This will almost certainly be the last time I'll get to play it, especially in this run. So let's have fun with it.
So you talked about earlier, you put loads of videos and stuff like that on socials. Where can people find you to follow you?
At Matt Bateman 91. I think that's the same on Instagram, TikTok. I think I technically have a Twitter account, but I don't use it because fuck Elon. Yeah. So yeah, I'm mainly on Instagram. I'm starting to post a bit more on TikTok, but spoiler alert, at the moment, a lot of that is about ACL recovery because that's basically going to be my life for the next 9 months. But yeah.
Amazing. We really appreciate you coming on, and recover quickly, please. Yes. We want to see you back out on the stages soon. Thank
you so much for having me on. Bye.